Hello, everyone. This is just a short concept discussion around hospitality law. From time to time, I get students and or other lawyers that ask us about hospitality law, what it is, and for students in particular, how do they go about ending up practicing in the hospitality law space? So first, when we think about hospitality, we need to think about lodging, hotels, motels, Airbnb type arrangements, etc. We need to think about meetings and events, food and beverage, and that would include quick service and casual dining. It would include third-party contracting food service. It would include standalone restaurants, chain restaurants. So it's a big area there. And then it also includes, can include the travel aspect as well. So typically when we think about hospitality, though, we're more focused on lodging and food and beverage and meetings and events. It can also include clubs and the country club aspect as well. So then you need to think about all the different aspects of the law that are encompassed within hospitality law. And what's interesting is that every aspect of the law is somehow threaded into the concept of hospitality law. So all your general practice areas like torts, or what you're probably familiar with the term personal injury type law, business entities, corporations, partnerships, etc. Succession planning, that would be like wills and estates, taxation, all of your labor and employment issues, of course. Contracts is a big area. So those are the general areas that we typically have, and they're all involved in hospitality law. But we also have some specialty aspects of the law that impact this space. Meeting contracts are very different. Franchise agreements often are different in this space. Management, third-party management contracts for operating hotels can be very specific to this industry. And then you also have other specific aspects like dram shop cases, which are lawsuits over the failure to serve alcohol responsibly. So you've got those types of things, and you've got lots of laws that focus specifically on hotels or restaurants. So for instance, rack room rates, limited liability statutes for innkeepers, evictions versus lockouts, long-term stay guests, swimming pool challenges at hotels. When can an innkeeper deny access to a guest room to a guest? Are they a lawful guest or are they a trespasser? And then, of course, we have some of these similar challenges over on the restaurant side and or the club side. And then specifically on the club side, you have things like, are you actually a private club? And if you are, what exactly does that mean? So and then of course you've got all the bylaws and boards of directors on the club side. So you've got a lot of very interesting aspects. And then underlying it all today, of course, is the cybersecurity concepts, guest privacy, and all of that is going on. Law enforcement requests for guest information. You've got some immigration challenges. You've got joint employer things that can occur. So it's a whole lot of things to think about in this space, but it's a fascinating area of the law. And I encourage anybody that's interested to reach out to me directly, if you'd like, through the website, or send us a note or an email, and I'll be happy to get back to you about it. But regarding from a student perspective, if you are interested in studying hospitality law, that's kind of a different twist, because there aren't any law schools that I'm aware of that have a specific curriculum styled hospitality law. So there is the way to go about it then is just to apply to a law school and do their usual curriculum, because all of the general aspects of the law will be helpful to you. Like I mentioned, business entities, contracts, insurance, torts, etc. Those will all be helpful to you. Make sure you take your labor and employment classes and pay special attention there, because we employ a lot of people in this industry. But then you can work in the hospitality industry to get practical experience. So that way you can apply the law to that hotel or to that restaurant or to that meeting and event company or contract. And then ideally, as an internship during your 2 to 3 year law school program, is typically 3 years, you would want to intern in an in-house practice for a hotel or larger restaurant group, or one of the larger country club groups like Club Corporation of America, or maybe Lifetime Fitness, something like that, where you could kind of see what goes on behind the scenes. And just so we're clear, in-house or corporate counsel is an employee of the business. So if you are general counsel or associate general counsel for McDonald's, you actually are an employee of McDonald's. Whereas if you work for a law firm, like the law firm, the labor and employment law firm Fisher Phillips, you are what's known as outside counsel. And that's who McDonald's, for instance, might hire to assist them with some of their labor and employment challenges. In-house counsel tend to specialize today. They might focus on contracts. They might focus on franchising. They might focus on labor and employment, and perhaps some others. So you could also specialize in a particular area of the law and become very valuable. But often, before you go in-house, you've had some practical experience with an outside firm or with the government. And you have also, I would suggest, have some practical experience working in the industry. I think you'll find that very helpful. So I hope that helps explain what it is we do and how you can go about accomplishing it. There is one final thought, and that is law school is an expensive endeavor. It's expensive just from a financial perspective, but also from a time perspective. So be sure you think about your opportunity cost in going to law school. Law school is a professional degree, a law degree. It's a doctorate in jurisprudence. And so it offers you that final degree similar to a PhD in a subject matter, a doctor of philosophy, which means typically you can also teach at a institution of higher learning, a 4-year university, for instance, because they're looking for that final degree in your field of study. And a doctorate in jurisprudence, a JD, a law degree, it provides you with that. So I hope that you found this helpful. I hope it gives you some thoughts and answers some of your questions. But if not, please feel free to reach out and we'll talk more about it. Thank you for joining me today. Bye for now.